Good morning, everyone. In today's concept, we will be discussing about one important concept of your artificial intelligence. It comes under the category of your deep learning, that is artificial neural networks. Okay, artificial neural networks is very important concept with respect to any image processing or any advanced methods of your computer science. They are basically used for computing. They are called as computing network algorithms. So ANN or neural networks are computational algorithms. So which serves for multiple purposes. It's not only for one reason we use this neural networks. So in neural networks, we are having different types of neural networks. So ANN is one among them. So ANN is artificial neural networks. So everybody need to keep this terminology, like ANN indicates your artificial neural networks. Okay, so there is one standard definition given by Dr. Robert H. Nelson. He is the inventor of first neurocomputer. So he has defined this neural networks as a small definition here. So neural network is a computing system made up of a number of simple, highly interconnected processing elements which process information by their dynamic state response to external inputs. Yeah. Basically, neural networks talks about a computing system. It can be made up of a number of simple or highly interconnected processing elements. So the statement is saying that here computations are made based on some interconnections between some elements. So they are used to process information by their dynamic state response to external inputs. The statement is saying that an external input will be given, and accordingly something should give some response, and based on that interconnections we need to do some computations. So this is a standard definition which is being adopted for this neural network. So ANN also comes under the same category. So we are discussing about this in today's session. Okay, yeah. Talking about the brief overview of this deep neural networks in deep learning. So it is classified into three types. So these three are the latest things or latest learning core concepts of deep learning, which everybody of us need to learn properly if you want to do any projects with respect to machine learning or deep learning or artificial intelligence. So depending on the type of data you are going to have and the problem what you're going to have, we will be choosing any of these three approaches. First one is artificial neural networks, and second one is convolutional neural networks, and third one is recurrent neural networks. So these three concepts are the core concepts for any computer science student who is graduating and who is doing some projects, right? So you all need to learn these concepts perfectly if you want to go for your higher studies and also for your doing your projects. Okay, so as part of our syllabus we are having concepts related to this artificial neural networks, and also the last concept of unit 4 is recurrent neural networks. However, we will try to cover this concept also called as convolutional neural networks, which is very important concept for deep learning. Okay, yeah. Let's start with basic understanding of these artificial neural networks. So we talk with the structure of a neuron. So everybody of us studied biology in earlier schooling time, right? So there we have talked about, we have learnt about one important structure in a brain called as neuron. So how many of you remember? I don't know. So I'll just make you understand about what is this concept. So the concept of artificial neural network is adopted from this structure only. So whatever the concept we are learning now is basically linked to this structure called as structure of neuron, right? So there you have learned about what is a dendrite, what is an axon. So likewise you have seen you'll be having a cell which is used for this transformation of information. So everybody of us know brain is the important part of a human being. So a brain functions, or a brain receives information or reflects actions through neurons, and in the same manner responses are passed out to the each and every body using these neurons and this structure. So the concept of artificial neural network also is linked to this same structure. So here you can see the dendrites, or the dendrites here are the inputs here. So from the dendrites take the information from a user, that is how it accepts information, that is input, right? The same manner axons are used to process the information, the input file or the inputs whatever you are going to receive through dendrites, those are processed using your axons, right? You can see the nerve impulses here similar to the functionality of your brain. So here you can see from one dendrite or from neuron to other neuron, information is transferred. In the same manner, we'll be talking about the same structure here. Yeah. So the idea of ANN is based on the belief that working of human brain by making the right connections can be imitated using silicon and wires as living neurons and dendrites. So how a human being processes information. So in a human being brain, there are 86 billion nerve cells called as neurons. So even though if one of the neuron is not alive or not working properly, there are 85 or 86 billion neurons which are actively functioning in a human brain. That's the reason information is very quickly transferred from a brain to every organ of your human being. In the same manner, the same concept of neurons is adapted for these artificial neural networks. That's why the name is given as artificial neural networks. So it will function with respect to these neurons and axons. That's the name. That's why the name given as artificial neural networks. So the neurons are connected to other thousand cells by axons. So you can see here you are having this continuous chain like axons. So likewise, you'll be having thousands of cells connected to these axons. So stimuli are called as responses from external environment. So in our case, it is the input or given by a user. From sensory organs are accepted by dendrites, right? A dendrite will take the stimuli from different organs of the body. In the same manner, in our understanding, a dendrite here takes the input from an external user, and accordingly it will try to pass the information. These inputs create electrical impulses which quickly travel to the neural network, right? So in the same manner here, from dendrites, information is quickly transferred to the next processing element, that is axons, and from there, from one neuron to other neuron, information is continuously passed, and that's why the processing capacity of this ANN is very fast. Okay, so a neuron can then send the message to other neuron to handle the issue or does not send it forward. So if the information is suggested to forward to next neuron, it will keep on transferring until the actual goal is reached. So until that we are getting a proper output, the information keeps on processing, and once a decision is made, so it will be stopping the process. Okay, that is the basic structure of these artificial neural networks. Okay, yeah. So moving ahead with the concept of these artificial neural networks. Yeah. So let's try to talk about this structure in detail. So ANNs are composed of multiple nodes which imitate biological neurons of a human brain. So similar to how a brain processes information. So in the same manner, the structure is embedded into these artificial neural networks. Okay. The neurons are connected by links and they interact with each other. So the thousands of billions of neurons will interact with each other according to the stimuli or the responses or the inputs whatever you are going to give, and accordingly it will try to pass the information. The nodes can take input data and perform simple operations on the input data. The result of these operations is passed to other neurons. The output at each node is called its activation or node value. So this last point should be noted. The outputs whatever a neuron is going to give, they are called as activation or a node value. That is the basic understanding of this artificial neural or artificial neuron. Okay, so here this is the actual structure about the concept of these artificial neural networks. So an examination point of view, you all need to construct or draw this structure as the example of this illustration of this artificial neural network. Okay, so here you can see the three layers given here: input layer, hidden layer, and output layer. So each link is associated with weight. So you can see from input to output there is one layer called as a hidden layer which processes the information between these two input and output layers, right? So ANNs or artificial networks are capable of learning, which takes place by altering weight values. So initially at the input level, we'll be trying to put some weights at the beginning. So depending on that weights, you will be getting some output, and if they are if you're not able to get a proper output, then weights can be changed. That's how you can come backward and change the weights and again process the information until a desired output is obtained. That's the actual concept of these artificial neural networks. Okay, now let's talk about these different layers of this ANN. So as I said, you are having three layers to process the information from input to the output. The first one is input layer. So the activity of the input units represents the raw information that can feed into the network. So from the input layer, that's what, as I said, in the structure of neuron, dendrites will take the information from the input layer. So you will be feeding the raw data or the raw information to this input layer. Then the hidden layer will try to determine the activity of each hidden input. So from the raw information, whatever is provided, the hidden layer will try to pull the information, the hidden things about from the data, and accordingly it will try to process the information. The activities of the input units and the weights on the connections between the input and the hidden units that is being done at this hidden layer. There may be one or more hidden layers. So here you can see there is only one hidden layer in this structure, but in between the input and the output, whenever the data is provided, if it is a higher data, you may be having two or three hidden layers also. So there is no specific saying that you'll be having only one hidden layer. There can be many hidden layers in between the input and output layers. Okay, so the next layer is the output layer. The behavior of the output units depends on the activity of the hidden units and the weights between the hidden and the output units. So input layer only provides the raw information along with the weight. So in the next slides or the next concepts of ANN, we'll be trying to understand it with this example about how we are providing some input and how we are going to add some weights. And once weights are added to the hidden layer, it will try to process the information and try to find out the hidden information, and accordingly it will react with the output unit. So according to the inputs provided with the at the input layer and the activity what need to be done, the according to that inputs, the hidden layer processes the information and it adjusts the weight automatically, and then it provides some output. Okay, that is the basic understanding of this structure of these artificial neural networks. So coming to examination point of view, you need to write all these three different layers of ANN. Okay, you need to explain about each and every layer. So next, talking about different types of artificial neural networks. So they are actually classified into two types, that is feed forward and feed backward classification. So according to the given syllabus, we are having these concepts, that is single layer feed forward network and multiple layer feed forward networks. So however, we'll be trying to learn about this concept in the next sessions. In today's session, we are only trying to concentrate on introduction to these artificial neural networks. So we only try to understand what is the artificial neural network, and then we'll be talking about the basic structure, now the types of ANN, and we will be understanding the advantages and disadvantages and the basic concepts of these artificial neural networks. Okay, yeah. So talking about the overview of this feed forward network. So here you can see the structure of a feed forward network. So you are having one layer, then a hidden layer, and you are having some output layers. You can see here the information in the first structure. You are having this as the hidden layer, this as the input layer, and this is the at the middle you are having the hidden layer. And you can see from one input you can one input you can pass information to all the nodes also, and finally you will be getting only single output. And again in the next structure you can see from the input layer directly it can go to this output layer also. Okay, so in this ANN, the information flow is unidirectional, that is only in one directional. A unit sends information to other unit from which it does not receive any information. That's why there is no loop in between these inputs. It's only feed forward, only forward direction, that is unidirection. There are no feedback loops in this structure. Okay, so these feed forward networks or artificial neural networks are used in pattern generation, pattern recognition, and also using for this classification. So they have some fixed inputs and fixed outputs. So you will be specifying what is the input, and accordingly you will be saying what is the output, and that's how you carry some information and you classify your algorithms. Okay. So the next one is feed backward or ANN network, or we call it as feedback ANN. So here you can see there are loops in this structure. Okay, yeah. So here feedback loops are allowed. They are used in content addressable memories. Yeah, one second. So from the structure, you can see from the input layer to the output layer, there is some loop. You can see information is transferred back to this input layer again. So that's how it is forming a loop. From here to here, there is one loop. From here to here, there is one loop. So that's why here loops are allowed. That's why we call it as a backtracking or feedback concept. So that's how they are used in content addressable memories where information need to be backtracked. Okay, so that is the basic understanding of this feed forward and feed backward network. So in the next sessions we will be trying to understand the concepts in depth about these examples. Okay, so today's concept is only about introduction to ANN, so we are not going deep into this concept. Yeah, so now let's try to understand the working of this ANN. So in this, in the diagrams or the structure you have seen, each arrow will be representing a connection between two neurons. So here you can see the arrow between two layers, input and output, is indicating a connection between two layers. So here you can see, if you are seeing this layer, input layer, you are having connection with the first one and also with second and third layer. That is, one input layer is having attachment connection with the all the layers of the hidden layer. Okay, and it indicates the pathway for the flow of information. So information will be passed from input layer to output layer between a connection, that is a arrow mark, right? So each connection has a weight. So here you can see each connection will be having a particular weight. Yeah, an integer value or number that controls the signal between these two neurons. Okay, so if the network generates a good or desired output, then there is no need to adjust the weights. So as I said, from each one layer to other layer between these connections, you will be assigning some weight. Suppose here, if I say the weight here is x1, the weight here is x2, weight here is x3. So x1 may be 10, x2 may be 5, x3 may be any weight. So weights will be given by a user at the input time, and if the output is not good or it is not the desired output, then you can come backward and adjust the weight until you get a proper output. So however, if the network generates a poor or undesired output or error, then system alerts the weights in order to improve the subsequent results. So if you are having a good output, definitely you will not adjust the weight, and if you are having a undesired or poor output, then you can come back and you can adjust your weights, and accordingly you can restart your process. That's how ANN will be working to generate a proper output. Okay, yeah. So now let's talk about these artificial neural networks with respect to our machine learning. So, as we already know the classification of machine learning paradigms, that is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement learning. Now, let's try to understand the concept of artificial neural networks with these three paradigms, right? So, ANNs are capable of learning and they need to be trained. So, this is very, very important concept here. So, artificial neural networks are always ready to learn. And if we are giving a proper training, sorry, to that model, then it will be training itself and it will be providing efficient output. So in the same manner, it is classified into three types. First one is supervised learning, where it involves a supervisor or a teacher that will be providing some information to the ANN. So for example, a teacher feeds some example data about which teacher already knows the answers. So a teacher will be knowing what is the answer, and accordingly it will try to give some questionnaire. For example, pattern recognition is one example of this concept of supervised learning. So the ANN comes up with guesses while recognizing. So because of the questions asked, it will be providing some guesses. Then the teacher will be providing the ANN with the answers. So it will be giving you some answers. And if there is the answer or the guess, whatever you are going to make is wrong, then it will correct itself and accordingly it will try to train itself. The network then compares its guesses with the teacher's correct answers and makes adjustments according to the errors whatever obtained. That's how a supervisor will be available here, who will be continuously monitoring, and he will be providing some inputs, and outputs also will be provided. So accordingly, an algorithm will be trained. So example for this approach is pattern recognition. And next one is unsupervised learning. So we already know what is an unsupervised learning. So which actually talks about, yeah, unlabeled data. So it is required when there is no example data set with unknown answers. So here there is no supervisor who is trying to help this algorithm. A machine or an algorithm need to understand the raw data, and accordingly it need to transfer some information. For example, searching a hidden pattern is one example of this unsupervised learning. So in this case, clustering, as we have discussed in the previous session, so dividing a set of elements into groups according to some unknown patterns is carried out based on the existing data sets present. So it will try to understand the data, and it will try to form clusters which are similar. So that from that in clusters, it will try to grab some information. That's how an unsupervised learning works with respect to this artificial neural network. And the next concept is about reinforcement learning. This strategy is built on observation. That is, a knowledge will be obtained by an artificial neural network by the observation from the previous patterns. So the ANN makes a decision by observing its environment. If the observation is negative, then the network adjusts its weight to be able to make a different required decision the next time. So if the decision is positive, it need not adjust anything. It will be trying to say what is the exact output. That's how we are classifying this machine learning with these three concepts. Okay. Yeah. So next, advantages and disadvantages of learning these neural networks. So what is that you're going to get at the end of if you're learning this neural networks, or about your artificial neural networks. So neural networks perform well with linear and non-linear data. So while explaining about support vector machines, I have explained you what is a linear data and what is a non-linear data. If you are able to classify your data into class labels using your hyperlane, then it is a linear data. And if you are unable to classify your data samples easily, that is non-linear data, then yeah. So luckily, neural networks are used for both these purposes. It can perform with linear data and also with respect to this non-linear data. But a common criticism of neural networks is that, particularly in the area of robotics, it requires a large diversity of training for real-world operation. So assume that you are going to train a robot with respect to a number of tasks. It is very difficult to train a intelligent machine in this aspect, because in real world there will be a number of scenarios, and training a robot with respect to all those aspects is a very hectic task for a neural network. Okay. So neural networks works even if one or few units fail. So as I said, with respect to this brain, a neuron, you'll be having 86 billions of neurons, and if one or two neurons or hundreds of neurons fail also, then still we get responses properly. So in the same manner, neural networks, even though if one or two networks or neurons fail to respond to network, but it automatically tried to provide information through other neurons. So to implement large and effective software neural networks, much processing and storage resources need to be committed. This is one of the disadvantage of this neural network. That is, the processing and storage resources need to be very high. So because these are the advanced machine learning or deep learning concepts, the computation power of these concepts is very high, and these are only useful for high-end processing or research labs only. So for the basic users, if you want to invest a lot on these things, so it will be very high for a basic user. So neural networks learns from the analyzed data and does not require to reprogramming, but they are referred to as a black box models. That means if one model is trained properly, the same program can be used for another models also, but sometimes that may not give an appropriate solution. That's why it is referred to as a black box model, and it provides very little insight into what these models really do. So if once a model is designed according to the input parameters, the outputs what we are going to get are only depending on the exact inputs what you are providing. Sometimes the information or the output might not be appropriate if there is a no proper input. So the user just need to feed it input and watch it train and await the output. So the basic task of a user is to just provide a proper input, and accordingly it will be getting some output also. Okay, so yeah, coming to conclusion part of this ANN, that is whatever we are talking about the introduction part of this ANN. So ANNs are considered as the sample or the simple mathematical models to enhance the existing data analysis techniques. So previously we are having various classification methods, that is support vector machine, decision trees, naive Bayes classification, KNN. So you are having many classification methods which are basically used for statistical data analysis. But if you want to talk about these advanced technologies like fingerprint processing, eye lens scanning, or Google Alexa or Google Assistant, these are the advanced concepts of this artificial intelligence. And if you want to classify such type of data, or you can talk about this social media analysis, then the existing methods might not be efficient. That's the reason for high-end mathematical calculations or high-end processing, we need to go for the concepts of this artificial neural network. That is, to enhance the existing methodologies, you need to go for this artificial neural network concept. So although it is not comparable with the power of human brain, still it is the basic building block of this artificial intelligence. So these artificial neural networks comprise of, like, this is the brain of this artificial intelligence. So previously we have said that probability is one important concept which is considered as heart of your AI. Similarly, you can say neural networks is considered as the brain of this AI. So without neural networks, you will not be saying that something is a artificial intelligence concept. So everything interlinked to this artificial intelligence will be, however, linked to this neural networks also. Okay, so ANN can be thus used to solve problems related to your tabular data, textual data, or image related data also. Okay, yeah, that's it about your ANN concept.